Good afternoon and welcome to today's news brief. Today is Friday, November 13. This Friday, the State Health Safety Committee of Baja California Sur reported that Baja California Sur remains at level 3, corresponding to yellow or high alert of the health alert system for the COVID-19 pandemic. To date, there are 13,192 accumulated cases in Baja California Sur, with 478 active patients. 12,043 people have recovered, for a 91% recovery rate in the state, and unfortunately, 671 residents of Baja California Sur have died from COVID-19. During the press conference, health authorities reiterated the urgent need for citizens, residents, and visitors to comply with the established health protocols, so that this, in addition to the stricter inspections to businesses authorized to operate at 50% capacity, will help maintain a low level of contagion across the state. It should be noted that this weekend is considered critical because it is a long weekend and the discounts and promotions from El Buen Fin are in place at various establishments, which create ideal circumstances for people to lower their guard, resulting in more confirmed cases of COVID-19. The Secretary of Health, Victor George Flores, warned that they are going to intensify the actions of the health authorities so that the following days do not represent a problem in a future outbreak of COVID-19 infections. He said, for every business, there is a sanction tailored to both the risk it represents and the offense it commits. The Secretary of Health continued by saying that it is vital that Baja California Sur keep the number of infections and deaths from COVID down, as well as a low positivity index, which, is important to mention, is one of the lowest in Mexico with 36.6%. Dr. Heriberto Soto-Aro, Director of Health Services for the Ministry of Health for Baja California Sur, said during the weekly State's Health Safety Committee press conference that hospital occupancy is stable with 20% occupancy in the state, where he pointed out there are 475 beds, including those that were converted to allow for intubated patients. Dr. Soto said that this level of hospital occupancy is one of the elements that has allowed the state to remain in alert level 3 of the state's health alert system. However, he said it continues to be very important to follow the social distancing prevention recommendations in order to avoid going back to more restrictive levels, as has been the case in other parts of Mexico. Tiresome, tedious, and repetitive has been the message of the health authorities, reminding all members of our community not to organize parties or events outside the home to avoid the spread of COVID-19 in Baja California Sur. And yet, there are those who continue to ignore it. This is the case in some developments in the El Tesal area in Cabo San Lucas. According to the emergency services and the neighbors who observe the social distancing recommendations, it is common to have reports of parties and gatherings in private properties in the area. Justo Couto, spokesperson for the El Tesal Neighborhood Council, confirmed this. He said that in his opinion, these events are the result of the confinement itself, which is causing a collective exhaustion and worse, a resignation to contagion of COVID, which has claimed 671 deaths in Baja California Sur to date. In addition to the rental of some properties through digital platforms without control in the allowed capacity. These parties and gatherings are reported through the neighborhood groups of the developments and residential areas with the support of the police. However, it is of no use if the people themselves continue to ignore the recommendations and act irresponsibly and lacking in judgment without consideration to the overall health of the people in Los Cabos. The more confirmed cases there are will lead to a more restrictive health alert system and therefore lower economic activity in Los Cabos. Couto said that they've been requesting the support of the police and they have received it, but the members of our community must act responsibly. The spokesperson of the neighbors from El Tesal added that it is vital that we maintain the social distancing protocols established by the health alert system. Otherwise, going back to a more restrictive level could be a terrible blow to the local economy. That is all that I have for you today. Have a great evening. And remember to tune in on Sunday at 6 p.m. for another edition of Cabo Mil News and Community Update with Corey Riggs and Claudia Velo, and special guest Mauricio Perez Alicrup from the Los Cabos Hotel Association.